I'm worried about doing things behind closed doors. This is government of the people, for the people, and by the people. And for God's sake, why would you hide anything? Even if it is personal, if other people have interest in it, like you, in your house. How can you be personal about something that affects your family? That is it. Nigeria is for us. I mean, if it's true that such thing is not true, then it should, the government or whoever is responsible should come out clean and say, look at it. And it's the same thing about opinions. I am a senator and you call me rebel or Indian, all that. But I have the right to express my own opinion. Let somebody else come. Sometimes people come here to abuse me even. But let them come and speak their mind, for God's sake. And Nigeria is for all of us. I mean, so.
Hello guys, this is an interview granted by Arise to Senator Ali Ndume, former Chief Whip and the senator representing Borno South. This interview is broken down into 3 parts. The first one is to talk about the insecurity, saying now this is the dry season. It's time to chase these insurgents away because the forest is cleaned up. It's no longer as thick as it is during the rainy season. He's speaking as an insider because he's from Borno. Then the second one, he spoke about the Senate having a closed session to discuss about Trump and the security bombardment and the rest. Then the third one is talking about the tax, this tax law that have been passed. Is saying that the tax law is the wrong thing at the wrong time, that what Nigeria needs now is not the passage of the tax law. And even as it's being passed, a lot of things are muddled up. Then we'll listen to what he's saying. But first of all, let's go to the insecurity. He said now is the dry season, that the Nigerian military needs to buckle up before rainy season comes. Then he gave a terminology in which it's his own acronym to use to eliminate this insurgents. Talk about team, TEAM, training, saying that the military needs to be well trained, not doing 6 months crash recruit program of all these new recruits and take them to the forest to die. Then talk about equipment, that is TEAM, that's equipment. He's saying that it needs to be well equipped. Nigerian military is not well equipped to attack this insurgency because most of them get their ammunition from Turkey, which our president finally visited, and other things. So Nigeria needs to, this corruption needs to stop. The money allocated for the security, because security is in this budget now has the highest allocation. The money allocated should be used for purchase of arms. Then he spoke about ammunition and equipment. Then motivation. Nigerian military are low equipped. They are lowly equipped. So he's saying that the president should do the work. He has done the talk. He should do the work. So let's just listen to from the horse's mouth what Senator Ndume said in Arise in the first part. We'll come out to analyze the second part.
If visibility is better now, you've just come back from Borno State, what exactly is stopping the military from launching decisive operations in Borno and the wider north?
But it is not over until it is completely over.
Indeed.
Now the dry season is set, is in, and that means visibility in the north is clearer. But they still need what I call team. Training, equipment, motivation, and ammunition. The Nigerian military, I'm telling you from more or less an insider because I have been part of it. I was chairman.
Well, you were chairman of the army, weren't you?
Before, and I'm still a member of the chairman
of the committee.
And I, the Nigerian army looking at our armed forces, looking at the situation we find ourselves, and the critical need to get done with this thing that has been lingering for over a decade. The Nigerian government needs to stand up to it, especially now that the president declared a state of emergency in the security sector. Now, the action, he should walk the talk. He should match it, and people should see it on ground. No matter how your commitment is, if you don't have the morale booster, if you don't have the equipment, most of the army or soldiers will lose. It's not as a direct confrontation with the insurgents, but you hear more. We lost more of them by losing them by stepping on what do you call landmines and EIDs,
right?
IEDs. Or the last time we lost about I think 8 or so soldiers in the Sambisa Triangle is because when the heat was on the insurgents, they had a suicide bomber who rammed into it with explosives. The budget of this year, defense has the highest budget. But where the problem is the funding. That is where the problem. And I've been saying that.
When you say the funding, what do you mean? You mean
the releases to the armed forces,
right.
or even
so after you've approved it.
After you have approved it, the people will not be getting the money as at when due.
But that's why
If you are talking about, don't confuse the two.
No, I'm saying the committee.
I think you are getting it mixed up. Our own is to budget and approve the Appropriation Act. Then the executive will now execute.
Right.
Okay.
But you have oversight over the executive.
The oversight is to find out whether actually the agencies have utilized the money according to the specification in the Act.
So you don't have any power over saying to the executive,
we do that.
why haven't you released the money?
We do that. But it is actually the responsibility of the executive. Once they bring the budget before us, we approve it. Why wouldn't you release it? That is the question now.
Yeah, but that.
So in the second phase, you listen to the second phase when they talk about closed doors at the beginning of the video. Now to the last end of the video, we will talk about the insecurity, the open door and closed door of the Senate meeting about the insecurity, then talk about the tax reform. Now the last one, the tax reform. Ndume is saying that this tax reform is the wrong thing at the wrong time. And he also spelled out that he was among the first persons that cried foul play, that the gazetted copy is not the same as the Senate, the one the Senate deliberated upon. And he's saying that, okay, come to think of it, passing this that the Northerners are very angry. And he is also saying that it is in the next election, the Northerners will vent their anger because they are the ones most hit in terms of insecurity. They are the ones most hit in terms of this tax law. That the government, as in Tinubu, should have fixed the economy. Then after fixing the economy, speak about tax. That people are hungry are talking about tax. So he's saying that he's not against tax, that he has been paying tax since when he was a kid. But his own thing is the tax reform coming at this time. And additionally, those spearheading this tax reform, as in the committee, they are so arrogant. So they shut up everybody. They make it look as if it's a brand new something that nobody has idea. That is only them that have this gnostic idea about it. So he's saying that even if they were about to pass the tax law, they should be transparent about it. They should not be doing it as a hanky-panky something. So you listen to him say it, and if you've not subscribed, push the subscription button. See you on the other side, guys.
When you say the new tax regime is faulty, is it in the design, in the timing, or in its impact on ordinary Nigerians who are already struggling?
You will agree with me that even, what do you call that guy, the chairman of the Presidential Committee on Tax Reform, Onyewole, admitted that there are, differentials, two versions, or at least two versions of the tax law, and that if something has to be done, it has to be the National Assembly.
Right. So how come you're saying it's not, there's no discrepancy?
That is his opinion. That is his opinion. And as for me, I did a lot of research on it. And the House of Rep member raised that matter, and they didn't deny it. And the House of Rep is still investigating those discrepancies. So I went in to do, and there are discrepancies. My problem is not whether there are discrepancies or not. When you say there's a problem, then you come up and say, where is the problem? If that person said, this is the problem, then you are being fair to yourself and Nigerians. I am one of those that called on the president first. That I was one of those that identified the differences. And I called on the leadership to say, look, there is a problem here because what we passed is not what the president signed.
So why do you think Akpabio is saying there's no discrepancy?
I'm not Akpabio. So
I know, but I'm asking, you're in the, I mean, you were there in the National Assembly.
No, I was not there. I went to pray, I think, when he said all this.
You went to the loo when you chose to go to the loo at that time.
No, it's not that. I would have told him this. I'm surprised. Because he's not supposed to do that. He's supposed to say, okay, we'll find out. Set up a committee, but the House has done that too, to find out.
But you can pick up on it tomorrow, though, can't you? Or whenever next year.
No, I'll talk to him.
Right.
I'll talk to him on that. This is not something that they can just bury. Because you know why? You cannot build on nothing. Or you cannot build on disputed grounds. You understand? What if somebody now goes to court? You think the court will not listen to them? And I mean, the way they are going about it, up initio, is full of contradiction, full of, controversy.
So what do you think they should do?
They should be more open. And this,
beyond being more open,
Yeah.
do you, I mean, because they've already, it's now been implemented.
no,
essentially.
it's not being implemented. That is to them.
Well, it's taken effect.
It's taking effect.
Yeah.
But it can't be implemented. Which one do they implement?
Right. So,
As I told you, there is out there different versions. So
Right.
which one do they implement? And if you implement the one that is not favorable to me, will I call that a law?
yeah,
No.
but what if they said that the bits that have discrepancy, because it's not the whole thing that
Yes.
has discrepancy, that they will look at those again and put them on hold, whilst the rest of the tax regime will go into force?
Laws are not implemented discretionarily. That is where they got it wrong. You can't, as you now just said, once you pass a budget, you have no discretion but to follow it. You don't have even the right to add anything to it, but as passed by the National Assembly. You see, these things that they take lightly means as if they are taking Nigerians lightly. And some of these people, they have personalized some of these things. Like my problem with this guy, the chairman, what do you call his name? Olu Lawyer, is it? Olu Lawyer. He's so arrogant about this thing, as if it's an... No, you don't do that. There are many Nigerians. This thing is for Nigeria. If Nigerians say they don't want tax unanimously, what will you do about it? You can't. The president is president of Nigeria.
He's a servant of the people.
Thank you very much. We Nigerians are not the servant of the president. Talk less of his aide. You see how arrogant he is? I mean, this thing is going to fall on them if they don't fix it.
Well, the issue of him being arrogant is a matter of perception. I mean, he sat...
Yeah, that's my perception.
Yeah, he sat where
So
you
I'm
sat.
not saying
And I actually find him to be a very pleasant person.
Okay, that is you. Me, I have no personal distinction with him, but all I see is what he discussed and the way he presents it. It's not like
Right,
that.
okay.
He's doing the wrong thing, the right thing now at the wrong time.
Right.
Up initio. Look, Nigerians are not averse to tax. Ever since I was a child, we pay some of the taxes are now not being reviewed. But even when you own a bicycle before, you pay for a license to ride that bicycle, despite the fact that you use your energy, and in most cases, it's not. Because the people are even proud to pay tax.
Yeah, they have trust in the system.
But here you are. The system has lost the confidence of the public, and you are arrogantly imposing things on them without good explanation. When you try to talk to them, somebody told me amongst them that you will not understand. What do you mean I will not understand? Me.
Yeah, that's a bit rude.
So that is the type of guys the president has around him. They don't know anything, they don't know anybody, they are just arrogant. And look at how they are messing the president. You see how they run the government. Some of these things they do is very embarrassing to the president and to Nigeria. Last time I had a friend who called me to say, look, I'm writing this thing. There are 14 of their, what do you call it? Mices that are not necessary. You check things. Today the president will announce this, and tomorrow somebody will announce again that he has reversed that. Today president will appoint somebody, or he will say they have reversed it. Today, another day president will do this, and then he will reverse it. And you know why? Because the man gave all the trust to them, which is not wrong. But they have to do the right thing. And when you talk like me now, I will not be surprised, and I'm used to it. Somebody will come up here tomorrow again because I have give him right of reply. You say, oh, Ndume is frustrated. Oh, he's a rebel. Like you too, you call me. But I'm just speaking the truth. What am I supposed to do at the age of 66?